Good morning, everyone, and welcome into the third set in our LEGO Legend of Zelda Custom Set Showcase Wave Digi, where we take the Mario course building system from LEGO and turn it into a Zelda set. And today we'll be taking a look at Z0034 with 204 pieces. It's an expansion set, the Big Octo Attack, and this is clearly based on a watery expansion for our LEGO Mario Digilink starter course, so we really don't have a name for it. Okay, so let's get into this one. Here you can see our box art for this small expansion set on the left, another box art that I'm fairly proud of, and obviously Lego Digilink is not included in this one, which is Big Octo Battle for ages 6 and up with 204 pieces, retailing for 20 Great British Pounds, which contains 3 Digi characters, although I guess you could only really argue 2 like enemy builds. But okay, let's take a closer look. In our description, we have with this expansion course for the LEGO Legend of Zelda Digilink course building system, you can take Digilink onto the open waters to face the big Octo mini-boss, sail to new course elements on the back of the brick-built King of Red Lions, or jewel the Dark Nut on the beaches, including the all-new colour that Digilink recognises and responds to, sand. And that's right, this cassette does have a new responding color that Digilink has a unique little reaction to, but obviously there's a couple of little elements in this starter course, so let's take a look at how that breaks down inside our box. So inside our box we get 3 numbered bags and the startup guide, because obviously the Digilink sets do not come with manuals, that's all done on the app. If we were on the app, we would see that bag 1 builds the Darknut Beach section and the treasure chest, bag 2 does the mini boss with the Octo, and bag 3 does our King of Red Lion section, and this is all just done like a normal Lego bag breakdown. Of course, you guys are really here to see how Digilink interacts with all the little features in this set, and I'll walk you through them one by one. Let's start with that color recognition with this unique color in this beach expansion set. The color tan now refers to sand, so little sand shows up on Digilink's torso, and just like grass, sand occasionally gives him 1 green rupee. And you heard that little sound effect now, and I apologize for the bad voice acting once again. So, I thought before we get into it, we should also recap his reaction to Color Blue. If you want to know more about his unique reactions, walking, jumping, skyward strikes, and all that stuff, I recommend checking out Z0031, the Adventures with Digilink starter course, where I walk through everything that he's capable of. But as there's so much water in this set, I thought I'd better start with the Color Blue is water. Walking on water will drown Link after 4 seconds unless he's wearing the Zora Armor Power-Up Pack. And to stop himself from drowning, you need to jump out of the water. So there's an example of where Digilink drowned. And you can see that jumping off the water there healed him. So here's all the elements we get in this set. You can see some joining tiles, some joining platforms, and you have 4 major actions to take a look at: the treasure chest, Dark Nut, King of Red Lions, and mini boss. And you get a couple of decorative elements to spread across your course platforms as well. Which you can see in closer here, you get 2 medium tan like platforms and 1 medium blue, which you can use to connect the main sections, as well as a couple of different joining paths. You get a couple of extra of those so you can attach it to the starter course, because obviously most people that buy the set will indeed have the starter course. And you also get 3 shell pieces, 2 starfish, and a larger orange starfish. So the section we're going to take a look at is the beach section, which consists of those 2 sand plates and the Dark Nut. Obviously, our Dark Nut here has his scannable tile on his sort of round shield. And my bad, I've been calling this guy Dark Nut. He's an iron knuckle. Oh dear, I'm going to get roasted for that one. The helmet is very clearly what gives it away, and we'll come back to that in a minute. But you can see that this iron knuckle is built in a very simplistic style, with the gladiator helmet reintroduced from the series minifigure. His action tile is on a 2x2 round on his shield, and he's got a small gladiator shield. Sword even, and then some pointy feet. But of course, to get the guy's scanning tile, we're going to have to knock him over. So once Digilink's knocked him over, he has 3 health points, so it's going to take 3 stomps. And you can see that there is a 15 rupee reward, and you can hear the little Iron Knuckles death animation or death sound or whatever you want to call it after that third and final hit. Obviously, if you have a Skyward Strike charge, as we talked about in the starter kit, this would obviously happen in one hit. The next element we have is the treasure chest, which you can see here. This works the same as the one in the starter course or in Toad's Treasure Hunt, depending on which videos you have and haven't watched. And the treasure chest has a little handle on it, but when hit, it explodes and like this. And a little cube with a scanning tile falls out, and this has a 30-second extra for your course building system. Next up, we have the Big Octo Battle section, which involves a spinny plate and our little Octo friend who is attached loosely to this blue ugly brick thing. You can see that the blue ugly brick thing has two Mixel ball joints attached, and when we put Link on the spinny disc, it's going to wiggle this section, which is on a turntable backwards and forwards, eventually launching the Octo flying. The scanner on the center of the cog will give Link 10 rupee reward for 5 seconds of spinning motion. Then he'll get 1 extra rupee for every 1.5 seconds afterwards. That's the same as the grass spinning power up that we talked about in the starter course. Let's see that in action. And after we've done a couple of turns, Octo will go flying. And then once he's off there, we of course need to knock him over. And then this one has 2 health points. So let's stomp him down. And if you heard that disgusting little sound, that's the sound of an Octo exploding into nothing. And obviously, like I mentioned, we get our 10 rupee reward. Final segment we have as well is this King of Red Lines like sailing section. This is another 10 rupee reward for 5 seconds of movement in Pacific, and then 2 rupees for every 1.5 seconds after that. Now this one's a bit more difficult to keep Link standing on, but you can see that this King of Red Lions build is actually a modified version of the one I did back in my Wave 1 custom set showcase with the Big Octo not Big Octo Battle, this is Big Octo Battle, the Great Sea Adventure set that I designed. This uses the exact same head for the King of Red Lions build, but has a widened base to attach Digilink to, and actually contains a sail this time. You also see that is a giant Technic rod sticking through him, and that loosely attaches to this Digilink plate system, which we'll take a look at in just a second. So let's see what noises Digilink makes when he stands on the back of the King of Red Lions. Brilliant. So it plays a bit of that Wind Waker open sea theme when he's on the back. He displays a little image of the King of Red Lions. But now let's see how we actually make this guy move, or else you're not going to get any rupees. So we can see that he can move left and right due to the turntable. He can also move far away and close up. And most importantly, the King of Red Lions can do a air trick. And this is how you're going to get coins. You're going to make him jump about like he's on the waves so he can go surfing up high. Obviously not that high or Digilink will fall off and you won't get the coins for it. But the more movement you get, obviously the more coins you're going to get. So it pays off to launch him into the air, etc. So that's the King of Red Lions segment. So here is the whole set built up. Obviously, this is rearrangeable due to the nature of these course building systems and can be rearranged and combined with all the other sets. Today, I just wanted to show you a version where I've rearranged the individual modules just from this set here, which you can see changes the layout of all the individual characters and segments. But obviously, this is an expansion set, and if we combine this set with the Z0031 Adventures with Digilink starter bed and heart container, which starts and ends the 60-second level clock, you can see that we can combine the sets together to make an expanded course. And obviously, this would even be bigger if we had other sets in the wave or used all the pieces from the starter course. But I just wanted to focus on the expansion course here. Obviously, with the inclusion of the 30 extra seconds in the chest, you get a total of 90 seconds to do this level, which will be very helpful when we take a look at Z0035 in a couple of weeks' time. And there you go, we have combined the Big Octo Battle with the starter course and the Zora power-up pack, which we have seen so far in this showcase. And there's a close-up little look about how I attached all 3 of them together. Still very linear. I've got another version of that coming up once we finish these 5 sets. Let's take a quick look at the figures now, and the first one up is the Iron Knuckle. I can't believe I called him a Dark Nut for more than half the video. Very different to a Dark Nut, as you can see by this image here. Gladiator helmet works incredibly well for such a cheapified and shrunk down Iron Knuckle. We can tell we're using some gold armor pieces, and we're using those small arms that we'll introduce with the Mario enemies. And I think he works well because all of these characters, of course, being squared due to how the Mario sets were done, and we're following in the same footsteps with this Digilink showcase. We also have the Octo based off the Wind Waker Small Octo. Obviously, I've already done the Giant Octos. And this guy uses the Goomba footprint in lavender and then a inverted 2x2 round tile to make the suction mouth. Got his eyes using some lime green 1x1 round tiles on the side, and he's reusing a spiky piece that I believe was introduced in Nexo Knights and the Darth Maul crown in tan to sort of create the shell. And once again, he's been squared up and made to look a bit more like a Mario enemy in the proportion of the style, and his action tile is on his back. Right, so that's going to do it for Z003 for the Big Octo attack, and obviously it's a great expansion set. Once again, I absolutely love the box art, and I really love how we've been able to incorporate a load of features into this one. It really does remind me of some of the Mario expansion sets, but just with the Zelda-y twist, and I think this one really fits with the other ones we have in the wave. Considering how little water was in the starter course and how little there will be in Z0035, it was great to be able to expand this element, introduce a new colour, and play off that ability of the Zora Armor power-up pack, which may even make it worth, with the extra 30 seconds, changing between costumes halfway in the level in order to suit a particular segment. But then again, I'm just speculating. Either way, I want to know what you guys thought of this one in particular, the functions, the characters, and just in general how you guys have been enjoying the Digilink starter sets and all of this fun curse thing. I realise this is cursed and completely unrealistic, and don't worry, we'll be getting back to normal custom sets fairly soon once we've finished up these last 2. But I've really enjoyed working on it as a little side project, so I want to hear you guys' opinion down below. But of course, the exciting part is what's coming up next week, and of course, that big one is going to be left for our finale, meaning that next week is Z0033, filling in the gap in the set numbers with 24 pieces. It's clearly a power-up pack, but what power-up am I giving him this time? That will be up to you to find out. Consider subscribing if you enjoy this kind of content, or if you're sticking around for that finale of this custom set showcase. And in the meantime, goodbye.